die for the dough. Die for the dough. Girl, I want make you want for the dough. Die for the love. Die for the love.
We got sing for you, you gon' love me, oh baby, love me non-stop. I will love you non-stop. Always place you on top, baby, oh baby, oh. All about you, oh, want me, oh. Play the music non-stop. Tell them dance to my song. Tell them shake it bum bum, oh yeah. That girl for the corner, there's somebody made a call, I'm oh yeah. See the wine.
Welcome to AI Podcast Nigeria.
Welcome to AI Podcast Nigeria.
If you're looking for a fresh perspective on Nigeria, a chance to really dive deep into its culture and its people,
And maybe get hungry along the way.
definitely get hungry. I highly recommend checking out Podcast Nigeria. I think you'll be surprised and inspired by what you hear.
And maybe, just maybe, it'll make you want to book a flight to Lagos.
Huh. Maybe so.
All right.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're going to be looking at Runtown.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So, Runtown, big name in Afrobeats. But the question we're trying to answer today is, should he be considered one of the top Afrobeats artists? Like,
Yeah.
Up there with Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy.
Right.
We've got some sources here
Yeah.
that are going to lay out his career,
Okay.
the impact of his music, and then all those legal battles that he had,
Yeah.
and whether those affected his trajectory.
It's fascinating, right? Like this whole deep dive. It's like more than just like one artist's story. It's like a way to understand the music industry and the power dynamics and how important these contracts are.
So true. I was actually listening to Runtown's Mad Over You the other day, and it just took me back.
It's such a good song.
It really is.
Yeah.
When that came out,
I know.
it felt like the whole world was listening to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you remember about that song?
Well, the source actually talks about it, like how it blended like Afropop and high life and how it kind of set a trend for other artists.
Yeah.
But what stood out to you about it?
Just that energy.
Yeah.
Like that beat.
That beat's incredible.
Melody, Runtown's vocals. It just all came together so well.
It did. It really did.
And the lyrics, oh my God.
Catchy, right.
So catchy. Yeah. And relatable.
Totally.
The kind of song you just want to get up and dance to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? I was super impressed with his songwriting
Right.
and his production.
Yeah. He does it all.
Yeah, he really does. Do you think, based on what you've seen, that he was on the same level
Oh, that's a good question.
as those, like, big three we mentioned?
Okay, so from what the source says about his skills
Okay.
and the huge success of Mad Over You, I'd say, yeah, he definitely had the potential to be right up there with Burna Boy, Davido, and Wizkid. He clearly had the talent, like songwriting, vocals, and production.
Yeah.
But as we see so often in the music industry, potential doesn't always equal commercial success.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And that's what's so interesting here, right?
Yeah.
Because if he had all that talent,
Yeah.
what happened?
Right.
The source points to this one big factor
Okay.
that could have changed things for him.
Right.
The legal battles that he had
Yeah.
with his former label,
Oh, right.
Eric Many Entertainment.
This is huge, right?
Yeah.
Because it shows just how important it is to understand your contracts.
Yes.
Especially when you're starting out.
Right.
It's all about knowing your rights as an artist
Yeah.
and being able to advocate for yourself
Right.
in these often like really complicated legal situations.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's almost like a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Because the source is saying that Eric Many Entertainment tried to control
Oh, wow.
almost every single part of his career.
Really?
We're talking touring,
Okay.
endorsements, everything.
Wow.
And maybe the most serious allegation
Yeah.
is that they didn't even properly promote his music.
Oh, no.
And that he actually had to spend his own money
That's crazy.
on marketing.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Having that much talent
Right.
and And then running into these roadblocks
Yeah.
makes you wonder
Right.
how many other artists are out there
Yeah.
who are super talented,
Mm-hmm.
but they're facing these same struggles
Right.
because of bad contracts.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's a little bit sobering, honestly,
it is.
but this is why the advice in the source is so important,
Right.
especially for artists who are just starting out.
Mm-hmm.
It really breaks down
Oh.
some of the most important record deal clauses
Okay.
that every artist should know about.
Yeah.
Like, for example,
Mhm.
the marketing and promotion commitment clause.
That's a big one, right?
It is.
Because without good marketing,
Yeah.
even the best music
Right.
can just get lost.
It can.
Yeah.
And this clause makes sure that
Yeah.
the label is obligated
Okay.
to actually invest in promoting the artist's work.
Like WizKid's Essence.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That blew up,
Mm-hmm.
partly because of a really good TikTok campaign.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing that dance challenge.
Exactly.
It just shows the power of a
Mm.
good marketing strategy.
Totally.
And speaking of strategy,
Yeah.
the source recommends that artists ask for
Okay.
a specific marketing budget for each project,
Right.
guaranteed playlist placements,
Right.
ad campaigns,
Mhm.
the whole thing.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to have, like, very clear timelines for all of those activities.
It's all about setting expectations
Right, sure.
right from the start.
Mm-hmm.
So both the artist
Yeah.
and the label
Right.
are on the same page
Totally.
about how the music's going to be promoted.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Now, another piece of advice that really stood out to me
Okay, what's that?
was the touring and merchandise rights clause.
Yeah.
These are usually
Mm-hmm.
huge sources of income for artists.
Oh, they are.
But we see all the time how labels try to,
Right.
take a big chunk of that profit.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where negotiation is so important.
It is.
The source suggests a compromise
Okay.
where maybe the artist can keep, say, 80%
Mm.
of the touring revenue
Mm-hmm.
if the label organizes the tour,
Okay.
and then 70% of merch revenue.
Right.
But the artist still gets to keep
Yeah.
creative control over their merch designs.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about finding that balance.
Yeah.
And I love that the source also suggests including
Yeah.
an opt-out clause.
Oh, interesting.
If the label isn't holding up their end of the deal,
That's smart.
right?
Yeah.
It gives the artist some real leverage.
It does.
Uh.
It's about giving artists the power to protect
Mm.
their income
Yeah.
and their creative vision.
This all goes back to Runtown,
It does, yeah.
doesn't it?
Mm.
Because having these clauses
Right.
in his contract could have given him
Mm.
a totally different level of control over his career
Yeah.
and maybe even change things completely.
It's hard to say for sure,
Yeah.
but his story definitely shows
Right.
why these contract details are so important.
So much to think about already.
Isn't there?
Yeah, and we've only just started.
Yeah, we got lots more to cover.
I know.
And I think what we're going to learn from the rest of this material is
Mhm.
going to be so valuable for anyone
Mhm.
working in creative fields.
I'm excited to keep going.
Me too.
All right, well, we'll dive even deeper after a quick break, so stay tuned.
My woman, my superwoman. I demand over you, girl. I demand over you, girl.
Die for the love. Girl, I want me, she want for the dough. Oh, last die for the love.
Sounds good. You know, before the break, we were talking about strong contracts and how that's like a theme that runs through all these sources.
It does.
And it makes me think about something the source says.
Okay.
It says that talent alone isn't enough.
It's like that saying,
Yeah.
it's not what you know,
Right.
it's who you know.
Right. But in this case,
Yeah.
it's more like it's not just about talent.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the business side.
Yeah, like you need a manager in any profession,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
to handle all that stuff so you can just focus on
Right.
being good at what you do.
That's why I think this deep dive is so valuable.
Yeah,
It's like a crash course in how to
I like that.
navigate the music industry
Yeah.
with real world
A
example.
crash course.
Right.
Yeah, we're equipping you
Yes.
with the knowledge
Yes.
to make good choices,
Right.
protect your art, and
Yeah.
not avoid some of those pitfalls
Yes.
that can hold artists back.
Totally.
Speaking of pitfalls,
Yeah.
should Runtown be considered one of the big three,
That is the question.
like alongside WizKid, DeVito, and Burna Boy?
Right.
You said earlier that he definitely had the potential.
I did.
We know Mad Over You was huge.
Yes.
The source said it blended Afropop and highlife
Right.
in a fresh way.
Yeah.
But what does that even mean?
Okay, so
Yeah.
all four of those artists,
Mhm.
they're considered pioneers of Afrobeats.
Right.
But Runtown was really good at crafting these catchy melodies
Yeah.
and blending electronic sounds
Okay.
with more traditional African sounds.
Okay.
Think about Mad Over You,
Okay.
that hypnotic rhythm.
Right.
It was modern, but it was also rooted in
Yeah.
those high life vibes.
Yeah.
It was something new
Yeah.
for mainstream Afrobeats.
You know what? Listening to it again,
Yeah.
I noticed how smooth Runtown's vocals are.
They are, yeah.
It's like this effortless, cool vibe
Right.
that was different from DeVito or WizKid at the time.
Exactly. He had this unique vocal style and this production aesthetic
Right.
that set him apart.
And remember,
Yeah.
his legal battles were happening
Yeah.
at the same time that Afrobeats was exploding
It was, yeah.
globally.
Right. Yeah.
It makes you wonder,
Yeah.
what if he'd been able to ride that wave without those legal problems?
Right. Like a sliding doors moment.
Totally.
Uh,
Could he have been as big as the others?
it's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
He definitely had the talent
Yeah.
and a unique sound, but the music industry is tough.
Right.
And even the best artists
Right.
face challenges that can
Yeah.
change their path.
It's a good reminder that success in music
Yeah.
isn't just about talent
Right.
or even hard work.
Right.
It's about support
Yes.
and understanding the business.
Exactly.
That's one of the most valuable things I'm taking away from this.
Yeah.
Understanding how it all works.
It's important.
So you can make good decisions
Right.
and protect yourself.
Especially in such a competitive field.
You mentioned earlier that
Yeah.
success isn't always just about
Right.
individual talent.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me think
Yeah.
about how we need to support
Yes.
emerging artists.
It's true.
And not just like stream their music,
Yeah.
but really advocate for them.
Right.
Advocate for fairer practices
Yes.
so talent can thrive.
Absolutely.
But how do we do that?
Well, we
Better
can
proof.
support venues and festivals that
Yeah.
showcase new talent.
Right.
We can share their music on social media, write reviews,
Right.
engage with their content.
Yeah, it's all about
All of that helps.
amplifying their reach.
Exactly.
They're like talent scouts,
We are.
Right.
Yeah.
helping to find and amplify those voices that deserve to be heard.
I love that.
And sometimes
Yeah.
the simplest things
Right.
make a big difference.
I agree.
Going to their shows,
Yeah.
seeing them live,
Uh-huh.
telling your friends.
Word of mouth is huge.
It is. It's
Yeah.
like a ripple effect.
Totally.
Spreading the love.
And helping those artists
Yeah.
gain momentum.
A thriving music ecosystem
Right.
benefits everyone.
It does.
Artists, fans,
The whole industry.
the whole industry.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative effort.
It is.
We all have a role to play.
Well said.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to move on.
Okay.
And look at some other interesting parts
Okay.
of Runtown's career.
Yeah, what else does Source say?
Well, it talks about how he
Right.
explored different genres
Right.
and collaborated with international artists.
I want to hear about that.
Let's get into it.
You know, as we wrap up this deep dive into Runtown's career,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about how much we've learned. Yeah, it's been...
We've talked about his talent,
Mm-hmm.
the success of Mad Over You,
Right.
those contracts, how important they are,
Yeah, those contracts.
and how we can all support
Right.
emerging artists.
It's been really insightful.
It has.
We've gone deep into the music industry,
Yeah.
looked at real examples
Mm-hmm.
of how those contracts can make or break you,
He really can.
and hopefully given you some knowledge
Right.
to help you navigate all of this.
I think one of the biggest takeaways
Yeah.
is that line from the source,
Which one?
that Runtown's story is a lesson,
Oh, yeah.
not just for artists,
Right.
but for anyone in creative industries.
It's so true.
It really is.
Talent alone
Yeah.
doesn't guarantee you anything.
No.
You got to protect your rights, protect your work, protect your future. That's how you
Okay.
build a career that
Yeah,
lasts.
It's like building a house,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
Talent's the foundation.
But you need those strong walls
Right.
and a good roof
Yeah, you need the whole structure.
to protect you from the storms.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy.
And just like a house
Yeah.
needs maintenance, artists need to keep learning,
Right.
keep adapting,
Right.
and keep protecting their interests.
Gotta stay on top of it.
You do.
Yeah.
It's not a one-time thing.
Nope.
But remember, we were talking about supporting emerging artists.
We were.
What did you think about those suggestions?
Well, I thought it was interesting
Yeah.
how it emphasized that it's more
Mm-hmm.
than just streaming their music.
Right.
It's about being active.
Yeah.
Like finding those venues and festivals
Yeah.
that give new artists a platform.
So important.
Yeah.
We're all talent scouts in a way.
We are. We're out there finding
Uh-uh.
and amplifying
Yeah.
those voices.
Phones that need to be heard.
Exactly.
And even just the simple stuff, like going to their shows,
Oh, yeah.
seeing them live,
Yeah.
talking to your friends about them.
Word of mouth is so powerful.
It's huge.
It is.
It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah, you spread the love
You do.
and help these artists gain momentum.
So as we finish up here,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
We now know how important contracts are,
Mm-hmm.
how this industry works,
Right.
and how we need to support new talent.
Yes.
So what can we do
Yeah.
to make the future better
Right. And
for all creatives?
how can we make it more fair?
Yeah, and sustainable.
How can we help talent thrive?
That's the question.
Yeah, it is.
I hope you'll think about it.
It's a big one.
It is.
And remember,
Yeah.
supporting this industry,
Yeah.
it's something we do together.
Yeah, we all have a part to play.
Every little bit helps.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us
It's been fun.
on this deep dive into the world of Afrobeats
Yeah.
and the lessons we can learn from Runtown's journey.
Lots of good stuff.
There is.
Yeah.
Until next time,
Yeah.
keep exploring
Keep creating.
and keep those minds engaged.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.
Are you there? Say you are my woman,